Parrot TV, the voice for humanity.
Hi, welcome to Parrot TV's Literary Corner. I'm Dustin Pickering, your noble and honest host. Today we have Mili. We also have this excellent anthology that has come out as of August 1st. So if you have not purchased your copy, please feel free to get on Amazon and buy this $18 book. It's also available at pothy.com in India, so that will be available also as of now. So please pick up your copy as soon as you get a chance. You don't want to miss this fabulous anthology of 249 pages of wonderful and spectacular poetry, prose, and visual art. Today we have Mili. She is a bilingual poet from Kolkata, India. She also writes stories and novels, drama, features, cinema script, and she loves to recite her own poetry. She writes for different Bengali magazines, periodicals, and is published from India, Bangladesh, Germany, Colombia, Romania, Poland, Nigeria, Virginia, USA, and Spain, as well as Turkey. Her first poetry book, Apeshka Korichia Bandi Kafi, was published in January 2019. Demand for her poems, her lovely poems, from the common people all over India urged her to publish her second poetry book, Rajbanar Samni, and her third English poetry book, You Are Still There, published from Romania to 2021. Her fourth English poetry book, Never Broken, was published from Florida, United States of America. She was published as a poet she was invited as a poet to Raj Bhavan, the governor house of West Bengal. She is an eminent recipe writer of West Bengal. She attended various TV programs on national as well as local TV channels. She is a regular recipe writer in different Bengali food magazines. She is now invited as a judge for various cooking competitions. Hi, Mili. How are you doing today? It's wonderful to have you on the program. I believe you are muted right now. So if you could unmute yourself so we can hear you on the Zoom app there. You're muted. You're on mute. Sorry about that. There you are. Can you hear us?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. That's great. So how are you doing today, Mili? It's wonderful to speak with you.
Actually, it's a nice program that you are inviting me. It's a great pleasure to you, and it is my honor that you invite me in this beautiful program. And I am very happy with you and your beautiful work and beautiful attempt for the literary work. And it is a
Thank you. So, getting into the interview, and I appreciate your comments. It was very much appreciated. It keeps us moving along and definitely keeps us happy, and content and willing to do more for the community out there at large. So, what are poetry circles like in Kolkata? Are they very competitive, or are they more supportive, or how do they interact with each other?
Actually, I am writing. Writing is my passion, and I do various TV channels and cooking show because I am a recipe writer
Mm-hmm.
of West Bengal. I'm a recipe writer of West Bengal. I
Uh-huh.
do various cooking show on TV because cooking is my passion as well as
Right.
poetry.
So do you participate in the poetry communities in your local area, or do you just write for magazines and you put out books?
I write in different magazines in West Bengal and abroad and Bangladesh, Colombia, Spain, Italy, and Turkey. In many countries, America, Switzerland, many countries, they are frequently printing my poetry and they publish my poetry and they like my love poem and death poem also. And
Oh,
it is
that's
my very
wonderful.
honor.
So how often do you write? I mean, when I say write, I mean poetry. Where you write. Obviously, you write for cooking magazines. When you write poetry, how often do you do that?
I write poetry because poetry loves me, and I love also poetry because it is my passion. And
It very much is, definitely.
I cannot live with poetry because every day I live with poetry. And when I do many words come in my mind, and when I go through the pen, and when I hear the poetry coming with the pen, it is the satisfaction of my mind, and it is a very uh, actually I want to say that there is a very uh, pain in my heart when
Mhm.
uh, pain in my heart when I cannot write any poetry. When I write any poetry, that is it is feeling very nice, and it's feeling very pleasant moment when I create a new things, and when I create a new poetry and new story and new novel. It's a great pleasant for me.
Right. It's for me, I get the ennui kind of thing going. I get really restless and bored when when I'm not able to write. And I totally relate to that feeling you're discussing of feeling kind of like a pain or a sorrow when you're not able to write. I totally relate to that. What was it like putting your first book together? How long did that take you to write all those poems? You're on mute again. Whoops. There you go.
Hello. I can't hear
Yes.
any word because there is a coming a call.
Okay.
Tell me.
I was asking, what was how long did it take you to write your first book, and what was the process like in writing it?
So I am the inspiration of myself. Me is the inspiration of myself because no one can inspire me to write poetry, and
Mhm.
no one can inspire me to write poetry. I have two beautiful children, and there is a many work in my family, but there is no obstacle that when poetry I love poetry. There's I think there
Mhm.
is no obstacle, and no obstacle can uh, anyone's life that poetry when poetry comes in my mind, there is no obstacle because there is a main things is willpower. I like willpower. Willpower is the
Mhm.
best thing of man's life,
Mhm.
and when a man have willpower, then no obstacle barrier of her life of his life.
I agree with you. It's very without the ability to think for ourselves too. I think and that's part of the capacity for the will is to be able to think and to construct your own life in a way that you find suitable. So I think that's what's wonderful that that you believe in the will and willpower. So how often do you write poetry? Do you write it every day, or do you just wait until a moment comes when you feel it sort of out of you?
I am trying to write every day. Now, when I have no time, because poetry, when every day it's a very good habit because some days when I am not coming any poetry, it's not the good life, and I
Hmm.
think there is the problem that something is missing. Something is missing. There is no nothing is not so good when I write any poetry, that is the very good feelings for me. And I try to write every day when I have time. And when I have no time, I take a time because there is a many work in a family because I'm a family man and I have two children and my husband, and there are some many family members. And belong with them, there is a many duties of me, and sometimes we have no time, but there is I take some times for me and my poetry.
That's great. It's great that you
I
have the
like to
ability to do that.
actually I like to write every day with poetry. I live with poetry. When I sleep, I dream with poetry.
I can relate. I sometimes have dreams of writing. I'm so immersed in the process. I actually dream about it. Sometimes it happens to me as well. Do you ever write poetry about food, or how does food factor in, come into your work, and if at all?
Yes, tell me again.
Do you write about food? Do you ever write poetry about food? Because you said you also have a passion for cooking and writing recipes. I wondered if you wrote anything about food and poetry.
Actually, when I do my work in home, there is a, I think that why cooking is not a no, art. I think cooking is a good art. That
Hmm.
is why I'm coming out from home and I participate in many cooking competition. And in that competition, I have taken place first winner, and there is I won the bronze also, and I won the Banumuti Herschel and Sugini Superstar. In many cooking competition, there is a magazine, also paper and TV. When there is a program of cooking competition, I participated in that competition, and I won that prize. That time, I think that cooking is a art as well as poetry, because all the female take cook food. After that, they decorate their food and they serve the food. Why? And when we write poetry, first time I every words come in our head. After that, we decorate the we after all the words will be good sentence in that poetry. And I think that why cooking is not art. And after that, I go through the many when I have won the different cooking competition, many shapes of our country, they try to learn me the many multi cuisine cooking recipe. I learned many multi cuisine cooking recipe. After that, they give me a chance on TV. And in our West Bengal, of often all the TV channels, I have participated in the program. And
Hmm.
renowned TV channels, I have participated in TV show for cooking, and they enjoy much more, and they learn many types of new dishes from me. And this is continental and Italian and many types of dishes I like to cook. And at first I experiment in home, and at first my husband take and taste these,
Hmm.
and they give he gave me number also. Out of 10 you have got 9, you have got 8. He
Right.
gives me at first he gives me the number. After that, outside I own the prize, I own the different prize and
Hmm.
different types of cooking show. And at the time I am selected as a judge of cooking show in the various TV show. And in West Bengal, when every cooking competition, they select me as a judge of cooking show.
Oh, wonderful. It sounds like you've made a name for yourself there in that field. So you also have written for, have you say in your bio, you've written for cinema, and you've also written I guess plays. Have you written some plays as well? Can you hear me?
No, I can't hear you because there's a problem, sound problem.
Must be a network issue. Maybe I can hear you now. Maybe you can hear me now. What I asked was, is there so you've also written drama and for cinema. Is there a difference, do you think, between writing a regular regular play that you would read on it like in a book, or between that and writing a script for cinema or for the film?
Actually, when I write any story, there are many types of director and web series, and we like now we like web series, and there is a time of 15 minutes or 16 minutes, and web series is being completed. And when I write any story, and some of the director of our country, they like my story, and they tell me that you come to our web series, and you join with us because your story is another uh, another direction of women's life. And
Mhm.
actually I like to write about women's power.
Right. Sounds like we lost you on the sound there. Yeah, there you go. Sorry, we lost you
they
for a
like
second.
they like my story, and after that
Mhm.
they give me chance for the cinema script, and they
Okay.
then and their eagerness is too much for me that you write any novel as well as you write cinema script. After that, I have also get a chance in that cinema also, because they wanted me as a actress, but I am telling them that I am not interested to take part as an artist of
Right.
cinemas actress, because if I will busy with the cinema, at the time I have no time for writing, and
Yes.
because I lost my writing, it's my passion, and when everything is will be done, but writing after my date it will be, I think.
So what is your favorite meal to cook and why?
Yes.
What I ask is what is your favorite thing to cook and why? Is there something you would really enjoy to cooking that really gives you a lot of pleasure to cook?
Actually, in my home, my two kids, they like to various types of chicken dishes,
Okay.
and I experiment with chicken and many types of food that they don't like to eat. I have to cook in different ways. They like it. After that, they like it, and they tell me, "Mama, you cook it very delicious food." But I know, but it is their not likings. But when I cook in different ways, they like it too much.
Right. That's great. So do you have a poem or two you'd like to share with us?
Yes, actually, um, that was carrot juice cooking recipe.
Mm-hmm.
I'll share. There is carrot juice and bottle gourd juice, many juice. I have first time we grate a carrot. A simple dishes that we grate a carrot, and that is a bottle gourd, and we grate we grate bottle gourd, and after don't boil, and after that we take some boiled onion and kasuri methi. After that, we mix them. After that, we take some flour and some little bit of oil, olive oil. Then we
Mm-hmm.
mix and then we mold it. After that, we give a lechi. Then we paste it and uh, মানে লুচি যেটা আমরা করি বাংলাতে বলছি
Mm-hmm.
সেরকম করে এবার তারপরে আমরা উই ফ্রাই ডিপ ফ্রাই দেন উই ডিপ ফ্রাই and that will sometimes we take a shallow fry, we take some water, water on the pan, and
Mm-hmm.
pan will be heated. After that we take little bit of oil brush, we'll brush oil brush, then we take the chapati, and after that some chicken, boneless chicken, uh, we mix some black pepper and onion juice, and with them some pieces of garlic and some pieces of tomato and capsicum, and cook it, and with a little bit of oil we shallow fry. And after that we take that chapati, and on the chapati we put on the chapati the chicken. That will be a very high food dishes in the night or lunchtime.
Sounds delicious. Do you have a poem you'd like to share with us?
Yes, I want to share a poem with you. Actually,
Mhm.
this is my poetry book that has been published
Never
from
broken.
Florida,
Okay.
America. This is Never Broken. The
I like
poetry
the
book name is
cover.
yes.
Very
This
beautiful
is
cover.
Never Broken.
Okay.
And another my two books is that is Raj Bhavanir Shamne, my second poetry book of Bengali.
Mm-hmm.
It is. And my first poetry book, Opekha Korchi Bondi Coffine. This is first poetry book from here,
Mm-hmm.
and that book is to taken and I devoted to my mother, my late mother, and
Mm-hmm.
my and this covered Opekha Korchi Bondi Coffine means my my mother's brother. They my he is my uncle, maternal uncle. He is not my mother and my maternal uncle both are not in the world, and they both are my heart, but
Mm-hmm.
the two of both are not in the world. And when my maternal uncle gone to Ladakh for visit the city, and when at the time she felt breathing and breathing problem, and after that he died at that time on Ladakh, and coming with confined with coffin, and that is why I like to write the Opekha Korchi Bondi Coffin. After confined with coffin, there is something wants to stay in the coffin box, and
Mm-hmm.
after the death, there is some word after the death that I am to life, I am to life. That was the theme of the poetry Opekha Korchi Bondi Coffin, and in my lifetime, all the poetry book will be the name of one poet, one poems, a name of the title of the one poems, I think. And there is a Raj Bhavanir Shamne. The second poetry book is Raj Bhavanir Shamne. It is the Raj Bhavan I was invited was the governor house for
Mm-hmm.
poetry festival. And when the governor house, the governor published his poetry book, he invited me for as a poet, and I take the chance for poetry recitation for poetry, and it was a very good for me and good chance for me that I was invited as a governor house.
Mm-hmm.
And some days ago, my one of my teacher, he she told me that I was when I was reading in girls school, there that was my maternal house. Besides my maternal house, my one of my teacher, lady teacher, who was biology teacher, she
Mm-hmm.
retired after some days. She will be retired after some days. She tells me, Mili, you are a good poet now, and your poetry book from published from Romania, and that will be Romania, that will be published. You are still there. The name of the poetry book, you are still there. My first English poetry book, and that is published from Romania. And this is my second poetry book, Never Broken. And my teacher told me that you are a English poet now, because I
Mm-hmm.
like to you as a Bengali poet, but now you are right in English also.
Would you
And
like to
I want to
recite a poem for us?
yes,
Would you like to recite a poem for us?
yes. Can you hear me?
Yes. Would you like to recite a poem for us? Can you hear me?
Yes, no. Tell me again.
Would you like to recite a poem for us for the program? Can you hear me
There is a
okay?
there's a problem, sound problem.
Would you like to read a poem for us?
I think she's having a sound issue on her end. She can't hear
Hello,
us, but we can hear her. Can you hear me?
hello,
Yes, I can hear
hello.
you, but can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Would you like to recite a poem for us?
Yes, I
Recite a poem, a poetry, a poem. Can you read a
I-
poem for us?
Yes, I want to read one poem. One of
Okay.
my teachers, she tell me that you write a poem about me. I will retire after some days later, and she told me that on my retired time, I will recite one of your poem. At the time, I write one poem. It's
Mhm.
time to go back. It's time
Okay.
to go back. One day, I became the owner of this garden. When I took first day fair, each plant was very small. I watered every tree. I gave love and affection. The blooming flowers played with me. They became my friend. I scold them sometimes. I love them sometimes. I tell them what is right and what is wrong. I wiped the dust off their skin. When a gust of wind came, they bowed their heads, guided them as a mother. I gave them confidence to stand up again. I gave them courage. I said, let the storm come, but never break. Be strong. When I wish, I wander around the garden. Every tree binds me to their love. They become my friends. I taught them how to take fresh air. I told them how to be as bright as rising sun. Now the small seedlings turns into big trees. My days of teaching are over. The time for caring of this garden is over. Now I am old. It's time to take rest under their shadow. This is the truth. We don't understand how the wheel of life flows with the time. This journey come to an end. Now it's time to take rest. Now it's time to return home.
That's beautiful. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you so much.
Would you like to read one in Bengali for us?
Yes, yes.
Looking forward to it.
What is the meaning of poetry for me? That is the poets. That is the theme of the poet. Kobitai Jibon.
Okay.
Kobitai Jibon. What is the meaning of poetry for me? That is the theme of the poet. My poetry of Bengali poem. The title of my poem is Kobitai Jibon. Wait for a moment.
Watching New York Parrot Literary Corner of Mili Doss today. If you're tuning in, she's going to read a poem in Bengali. Excellent day. Looks like it's a little breezy over there. Got some wind blowing out there in the curtains.
From my first poetry book, Opekha Korchi Bondi Coffine, I will reading a poem of
Okay.
Kobitai Jibon.
Thank you.
কবিতা আমার একটি শিশির বিন্দু. It is the dew of water. First morning dew. কবিতা আমার একটি শিশির বিন্দু. কবিতা আমার না বলা প্রাণের ভাষা. কবিতা আমার অভিমান জমা সিন্ধু. কবিতা আমার চির নিরাশার আশা. কবিতা আমার গুমড়ে ওঠা কান্না. কবিতা আমার ভস্যে ওড়ানো ছাই. কবিতা আমার খোদিত হীরা পান্না. কবিতা আমার বৃন্ত কুসুমের দুই ভাই. কবিতা আমার ছন্দে বাজানো গীতি. কবিতা আমার গোধূলির রামধনু. কবিতা আমার সমুদ্রের জলস্ফীতি. কবিতা আমার উদ্বেলিত তনু. কবিতা আমার শুষ্ক প্রাণের বাতায়ন. কবিতা আমার জিতেও হার মানা. কবিতা আমার প্রতিটি অঙ্গুলির লক্ষণ. কবিতা আমার স্বপ্নেরও কল্পনা. কবিতা আমার 12 মাসে 13 পার্বণ. কবিতা আমার পদক্ষেপের শৃঙ্খলা. কবিতা আমার উলঙ্গ শরীরের আচ্ছাদন. কবিতা আমার কেউটে মারা বেহুলা. This is a poem of Bengali poem.
Thank you so much. That was wonderful. We have about 9 minutes in the program left. I was curious, when you were invited to the governor's house, were you intimidated at all, or did you feel confident when you were there?
And the when I have gone to Governor House, it was a very beautiful moment. And at the time, I gave him the first poetry book from a first poetry book I gave him, and he tell me that you will this book is uh, will be on Governor's library, and it was a great achievement for me. And this book is on National Library also in our country,
Mhm.
and this book is in Governor's House Library, and it was a very pleasant for me, and it was a very honor for me.
That's
And
wonderful.
when I recite a poem, he tell me that you have a chance to forward to many steps. That he told me that there is a depth in your poetry, and there is something say about your poetry, and there is some words that you want to say something in your poetry.
Mhm.
He told me. He told me.
Did you find you didn't find it at all, when you were in presence of the governor, did you feel nervous or were you excited? How did you feel about it?
Actually, I was very excited when
Uh-huh.
I have chance to go to that beautiful place. I have
Mhm.
not any imagination from of that house. And at first, when I was face to face, and when I discuss about poetry, and he also write poetry, and
Oh, okay.
when I am with him with discussion with poetry, it was a very beautiful chance, and it was a pleasant moment. I think that I never left this beautiful memory, and it is if when till death, it is a very beautiful memory for me.
Excellent. So we have a little bit of time left. If you would like to
And
thank us.
not only governor, and there is some filmmaker who
Mhm.
are the very famous actor and actress in our country, and as well as they are the dramatist and reciter and very renowned poet of Bengal's poet. They love my poetry, and uh, they are proud of me, and they tell me sometimes that you have chance to come forward. And everybody tell me that you write also Bengali as well as English. It is very proud of for me and for our
Right.
India and West Bengal that you write as well as Bengali and English, and both languages it is tough, but you are a family man, as well as you are doing this, and as well as you do many cooking show on TV. They show they wait, and often they show my TV show, and after that they give me the comment that it is a very honor for me and honor
Hmm.
for us that you do TV show, and as well as you write as well as Bengali poems and as well as English poems. It is proud of us, they tell me.
Excellent. So would you like to say a few things to our audience about writing and inspiration? We have a little bit of time left. So if you want to maybe thank a couple of people and share a couple of words of inspiration with our viewers, then you have time for that.
I want to say another thing that we are bonding in love. First of all, I would like to thank you. I would like to express that a Parrot Literary Corner. This is a very beautiful chance for me,
Hmm.
and it's my honor that you invite me in this beautiful program. And when I have met with you, and we are bonding in one word, that is love and poetry, and we love and
Hmm.
poetry, and we're connection, poetry and love, this bonding with us very I think it is. And I used to pray to God your effort would be much wider, and it is my prayer for this literary creation from you. And with love and peace, one day we will able to hold the people together all over the world.
Mhm.
And I think let's
Absolutely.
talk about love in our peace, talk about peace in our pains. Poetry has brought us all under one roof. I express my love to all my friends by expressing my love for poetry, and expressing my love and gratitude to you and the Parrot Literary Corner, also the members of all members of Parrot Literary Corner. And my heartiest thanks to you also, that you give me a beautiful chance and you give me a memorable evening in this moment.
Thank you for joining us today, Millie. It's been a pleasant talking with you, and this has been the Parrot Literary Corner. I'm Dustin Pickering, your noble and honest host, and we talked with Millie Doss today. We had a wonderful conversation about cooking and poetry and passion and love and going to the governor's house to recite poetry. It was a wonderful, pleasant afternoon for me, or a pleasant morning in my case, a pleasant evening in your case, all the way there in India. So tomorrow, you never know where we'll be. We'll keep a lookout for us and subscribe to our channel. If you haven't already subscribed, you're missing out. So you'll be updated on our content every time we share a new interview for the day. It'll let us know. Everyone out there should subscribe to this channel. It's a wonderful opportunity to get in touch with the literary world at large and the world out there and understand what's going on and what people are doing for literature all across the globe. We have this wonderful anthology we just released, The Literary Parrot, and it was put out August 1st. So if you haven't bought a copy, we would love for you to have a copy. Just pick up on Amazon or podbee.com. And everyone out there, if you would love to leave us a review, we would really appreciate your thoughts on this wonderful anthology. This was an immense labor of love, and I would really like to hear what people think of this. We're going to start doing some promotions next week, so keep an eye out on that. We'll have some of our guests come back and recite some of their works and talk about the book and tell us what they think and what they feel about the book. And anybody out there is welcome to donate to us through PayPal, paypal.me/nyparrot. That link will be at the YouTube site and on there. So once you hit that subscribe button, just feel free to donate a little money to us. We don't have any, it's not a requirement to be on the program. And if you'd like to be a guest, get in touch with me, Dustin Pickering, at Literary Corner at NewYorkParrot.com. That'll be my email, and you can just shoot me a line and say, hey, I'd like to be a guest on your program. There's nothing required other than, just you would enjoy talking about books and literature and creative process. And hopefully you have a few things to discuss with us. You have some books out you want to promote. Feel free to do that with us. We would love to hear from you. So this has been a wonderful morning for me and evening for India with Millie Doss with the program. And keep in touch with us, guys out there. Definitely want to hear from you. And this has been a wonderful near afternoon for me, discussing food and literature. So thank you very much for joining the program. Appreciate our viewers. You guys keep in touch with us. This has been New York Parrot Literary Corner. I'm Dustin Pickering, signing off.
Parrot TV, the voice for humanity.